Hey guys, it's Ken. So I wanted to give some quick thoughts on the First Berserker Khazan about 8 hours before its early access lets loose. And I did end up giving in last night. I took some extra work on so that I could justify getting the deluxe edition because I am a weak man. And I have played the demo now 4 full times through. I played it twice on console, and then I was worried it wouldn't run on my PC, but I figured, hey, let's give it a fucking try. And it ran perfectly. So I played it twice there as well. And then I actually uninstalled it, like 5 hours ago to preload the whole game. So I don't have any footage here. So enjoy whatever I put on the screen. What I love so much about this demo is that to me, it takes the unforgiving nature of Dark Souls and gives it a bit more of a brighter, story driven narrative. I know there is a very deep story to all of the Dark Souls games, even Dark Souls 2. And I've gone through and I've watched fucking hours of YouTube videos on all these things. But to me, the issue with Dark Souls was that you could finish the whole game without really knowing what's going on. And that's not a problem, but I like games where I know what's going on and where I'm encouraged to figure out what's going on. And so the few hours that it took me to get through the Khazan demo the first time, the whole time felt like I was not being dragged along a story, and I was not being, wandering through a world that I just exist in that doesn't even want me to exist. That's how I always felt about Dark Souls 1. But I felt like I was making my way through a story, which is exactly how you should. I compare it directly to 2018 God of War, where you are sort of making your own path through things, but there's a clear route to take. And I love that about these games, and if you watched my game difficulty video, I mentioned in there that when I play a game like Dark Souls, I play it for that challenge. And that's no different for Khazan. Even playing through the demo this last time, it took me a good few tries just to get through the Yeti. And I'm going to blank on the name, but the Phantom Blade guy towards the end, it took me a few tries. And the first time I played through him, it took me plenty of fucking tries. I had to take a break fighting that Yeti. But I love the way the world's set up. I love how it feels like everything's sort of moving, even though you're not involved. And that is kind of set apart by the ability to just reset everyone to where they were, and then they do the same thing over and over. Like when you come into the area outside the Yeti, and you're coming past this cave and a guy runs out screaming. The first time you see it, of course, it's like, oh, what's going on here? I gotta fight this dude, and then I gotta go see what's in the cave. The next time you do it, there's just like the same thing over. But I don't have a problem with that so much. That is the style and formula of these games. But what I will give Neeple, I believe is the developer name, and even the people at Nexon, what I will give them is that they know the genre, they know the players, and they know exactly what they want. They never put you in areas with too many enemies. They never put you into battles that you have not been prepared for. The entire time leading up to the Yeti, you are learning the Yeti moveset over and over and over. And they do add a couple new mechanics into the boss Yeti, but nothing you can't handle. And what I really like is the slightly less unforgiving nature of the boss fights. Because I actually didn't pick this up on my first time through, but when you lose to a boss, of course your souls appear outside of the boss zone, at least for the Yeti. I can't think about the other ones. But your souls appear outside the boss zones, or your, lacrima? And you can pick them up, but you also get some for the amount that you took down the boss. That really makes it so that you are encouraged to fight a boss over and over, because you're not just losing that progress and staying at the same point, going in over and over at the same level, and you don't have to just keep going out and grinding other NPCs in the area. You don't have to keep fighting the Yeti with the 3 soldiers 10, 15, 20 times so that you can be strong enough to fight the boss Yeti. You can just walk into the boss Yeti, spend a few turns learning his moveset, And then as you fail, you will get stronger. And that is something I think has been missing from these games, not necessarily to make it more appealing to a less challenged audience, but there was no way to fight a boss as a method of getting better at fighting the boss outside of learning its mechanics. And I really appreciate what they've done here with that. And so I'm very excited to start the full game, but I just wanted to give some thoughts here real quick. I'll probably be streaming the game later if you're interested in checking that out, but I will definitely make another video after it's out, and I've put 10-15 hours into it, giving some further thoughts on how they've made that into a larger game. Bye.